Dominion Commanders, Zeus here. Dante's new skin quietly changes far more matchups than anyone predicted, but one critical weakness still remains. Let me show you why. When the first leaks appeared, most of us assumed this would be another standard magic defense skin. But the official numbers changed that conversation completely. Instead of adding 10,650 magic defense, the Oblivion skin adds 21,300, increasing Dante's magic defense from 12,478 all the way to 33,778. That's a massive jump, almost 3 times his original magic defense. So the big question is simple. Does this finally fix Dante's biggest weakness against magic? The answer is mostly. It works far better than expected, but it still has one very important limit. Let's break it down. Before looking at the numbers, we need to understand one mechanic. Magic defense isn't what decides whether Dante survives. Magic penetration is. Every magic attacker has a magic penetration stat. Before damage is calculated, that penetration is subtracted directly from Dante's magic defense. Whatever remains reduces incoming damage. If an attacker has more magic penetration than Dante has magic defense, then his effective magic defense drops to 0, and the attack deals full damage. So this skin is only valuable if some of that 33,778 magic defense survives the subtraction. That's the entire mechanic this analysis revolves around. Looking only at Dante's stats, the upgrade is impressive. Without any magic penetration, his damage reduction increases from 80.6% all the way to 91.8%. That's a genuine increase in survivability. The difference compared to the earlier leaked numbers is huge. Back then, the extra magic defense looked like a small improvement. Now, 33,778 creates a real defensive wall, high enough that most magic attackers can no longer remove it completely. And that's where this skin starts to become much more interesting than anyone expected. Once we compare it against the entire magic roster, a clear pattern appears. The Oblivion skin performs extremely well against low and mid-penetration mages. Heroes that previously ignored Dante's magic defense are now forced to fight through a massive defensive wall instead. The results speak for themselves. Against Helio, Dante goes from taking full damage to blocking almost 87% of it. Against Aiden, nearly 84%. Arachne and Phobos both sit above 82%. Even more impressive is what happens higher up the penetration ladder. Heroes like Aurora, Polaris, Augustus, and Christa all used to burn straight through Dante's original magic defense. Now they don't. Even Christa, sitting near the very top of the working range, still leaves Dante with roughly 75% damage reduction. That's an enormous change. The important takeaway isn't any single matchup. It's how wide this working range actually is. The skin doesn't just help against weaker magic attackers. It now covers most of the magic roster. But every defensive wall has a limit. For Dante, that limit is 33,778 magic defense. Once an enemy's magic penetration exceeds that number, every point of Dante's defense disappears before damage is calculated. At that point, the skin provides no benefit at all. And that's exactly where the highest penetration mages begin. Heroes like Lilith, Alvana, Judge, Cascade, Faceless, Folio, Mojo, Amira, Orion, Kai, Lars, Peppy, Celeste, and Satori all clear Dante's defensive ceiling on a fully upgraded build. Against them, the result is exactly the same as if Dante never equipped the skin. That's still the biggest weakness of this upgrade. The good news is that the old mid-penetration heroes no longer belong in this group. Before, Polaris, Augustus, and Krista completely ignored Dante's defense. Now they're stopped by the new wall. Only the highest penetration tier still breaks through. The damage comparison makes this incredibly easy to understand. Cornelius has the single highest magic attack in this comparison. But because he has no magic penetration, only about 8% of that damage actually reaches Dante. On the other hand, heroes like Kai and Satori don't even need the highest magic attack. Their magic penetration completely removes Dante's defense first, allowing their entire attack to land untouched. That's why magic penetration is the real story here. Against Dante, it matters far more than the size of the attack itself. The skin raises his defensive wall high enough to stop most attackers. It just can't stop the ones that already stand above it. It's important to understand what this upgrade isn't. It doesn't make Dante an unkillable magic tank. It doesn't protect him from the highest penetration heroes in the game. And it doesn't completely solve the reason he fell out of the meta. What it does do is dramatically improve a huge number of matchups that used to be automatic losses. That's a meaningful improvement, and much bigger than the early numbers suggested. There's also the cost. Maxing the Oblivion Skin requires 55,410 agility skin stones. That's a significant investment. The good news is that you're no longer buying survivability for only a handful of matchups. Against most of the magic roster, you'll actually feel the difference. The only place that investment stops paying off is against the very highest penetration mages. So what's the verdict? The Oblivion Skin is a real buff. A much bigger one than anyone expected. By pushing Dante to 33,778 magic defense, it creates a defensive wall that holds against most of the magic roster, including several mid-penetration heroes that used to erase him instantly. That's a major improvement, and it gives Dante far more survivability across the majority of his matchups. But the skin still has a ceiling. The highest penetration mages in the game simply clear that wall and deal full damage anyway. So this isn't the upgrade that completely restores Dante to his former glory. It's something more realistic. It closes most of the gap. Just not all of it. And for Dante players, that's still a very valuable upgrade, even if the very top of the magic meta remains out of reach. So what do you think? Will you be investing in Dante's Oblivion Skin, or are you saving your skin stones for another upgrade? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Hero Wars, strategy and analysis. Until next time, fight smarter, invest wisely. And I'll see you on the battlefield.